Alrighty, so I'm going to walk you through the turtle assignment. And first thing is to open up the REPL that I gave you. It has this in it. When you run it, it draws a circle over here. That's because there's this thing called turtle. It has a bunch of drawing commands in it. I'd like you to open the PDF also and walk through this stuff with me. So we're copying these commands. Said add these to your program. So I'm doing that just like I asked you to. Put it right here and run it. Let's see what happens. It draws the circle and then it goes forward 50, turns right 90 degrees. That's a right angle. And then it goes forward 50 and then it turns left 135 degrees. So 90 would have been right here, but 135. And then it goes 100. So you have these commands that we get to use that'll make it, wrong window, that make it do things. So then I said, hey, replace the entire program with this program. Copy this out of the PDF. Click over here, Control A, select all, Control V. Now, I noticed it got rid of my tab, so fix it for you too. These 3 lines need to be indented. And now we run this and check it out. It does like this weird spiral thing. It's drawing 24. It's going 24 times through this loop and it moves forward 50 plus this number X, which goes 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And it turns right 30 degrees each time and it draws a dot. Anyway, it's kind of a cool little spiral. This text describes what's going on. So turtle draws a line whenever it moves. You can control how thick it is, what color it is, the direction. You can also lift the pen up using the pen up command and then move the turtle so it's not drawing when it's moving, and then put the pen back down. The whole board is on a grid which has 0, 0 at the center. It's like a big algebra window, 0, 0, and X's are positive here, X's are negative here, Y's are positive up there, Y's are negative down there. So I said, hey, here's another thing that we're going to replace your whole program with. So copy it. We'll have to fix the tabs again. Control A, Control V for pasting. Make sure you tab in these 3 lines. And then watch this. It's going to draw random locations and then draw lines between them. So it goes to 50 random locations, and it finds a random number for X left and right, and for Y up and down, and it draws them all. So it'll be different every time. I think it's just kind of cool. It also writes out the position of where it is, so you can see, hey, this is negative 294, 65, and this is positive 7, negative 31, and this is 191 for X and negative 130 for Y. Kind of remember, it starts right here. You can see where it starts at 0, 0. Anyway, kind of crazy. I rewrote that program, but I put a pen up and a pen down right around the movement. I'll show you what I mean. We got to, again, tab in. Now it's 5 lines. All right, when we run this, it'll do the same program, but it doesn't do the lines. And that's the difference between doing a pen up before you move and then a pen down. Technically, like this, that's just 1 line. And watch this, I can go to 100 and we'll have 100 dots all in random locations instead of just 50. Center button helps us see what's going on. Center, run. Yeah, anyway, kind of a crazy little program. So I'm using pen up and pen down. That lets us move without drawing lines. And then check all these commands out. These are all things that you should consider using in your programs. Forward, backward, right, left, dot with the size of the dot, circle, give R is the radius of the circle, pen up, pen down, home goes back to the center of the screen, speed. I recommend just using speed 0, which makes it go as fast as possible. Pen size, and you can have the pen be thicker. You can set the color to a normal color, put the color in quotes. You can do 2 colors. One would be for the line and one for the fill. And then there's this fill command. Also, you'll see an example or 2 soon. Go to will go to a specific location. You can write text and you can set the font and stuff. if you use like a command like this. So I'm going to copy this command out and go back, and I'm going to paste it in here. It's going to write my name all over the place. It's going to be kind of crazy. But just so you can see how that works. And then background color, you can set the whole window background color. Let's do BG color over here. BG color pink. Okay. I'm going to take that out of the document because I think it's not supported here on REPL. So let's not worry about that. Too bad, so sad. All right, so here's a fun example that uses the fill command. Notice there's just 2 lines indented here. So we're going to go back here, select all, paste. And we need the forward and the left, or what we're inside. We got a problem on line 11. I want this to be speed 0. And we should maybe. Oh, there's just an extra parentheses on there. I don't know where that came from, but it was from when I deleted the last program. So, all right, that's pretty, right? Kind of cool looking. And we had yellow being the fill color, red being the line color. So if I change this to blue, we'll have blue lines and yellow, fill. You see how it's working. Okay, so back to the instructions. There's one more sample program. It's an interesting little program I wrote that draws a little spiral of dots. And we got to indent 3 lines. You can see the pattern there. Very important to have things in a loop be indented. Anyway, kind of an interesting spiral pattern of dots. Just wanted you to see that. All right. So I'd encourage you to change numbers around and see what happens if I'm like, what if I did write 20? It makes it like a tighter spiral. See how doesn't go as broadly all around the window. What if I added color pink and yellow for 2 colors, and we'd have pink dots, and then when it's done, it'll do a yellow fill. We'll see what that looks like. It might just be kind of crazy, but it might just be in here. I guess I didn't get any fill, but that's just because of the way this thing worked. It didn't consider it to be filled. No worries. So the actual assignment is on the next page, and I'm asking you to do a plus sign with your name in it, and the sides are 50 in length. So let's go do that. So you leave from turtle import. We don't really need the pen up. We could do. Let's do this. Let's go forward 50. Okay. And if I'm trying to do a plus sign, we could consider that to have been this line. I'm going to turn right 90 and go forward 50. I'm going to go left 90, forward 50, right 90, forward 50. So right 90, left 90, forward 50, right. Let's see if this. Hey, look, this is starting to be that plus sign, right? Oh, and I said I want the width to be 4. So back to our instructions. The list of commands. Pen size. So I'm going to say 4 so that it's a thicker line. Pen size 4. See how that's thicker, a little easier to see. So we're over there, we're going to turn right again. We just did, and we're going to go 50. Right. Okay, looks like we're gonna turn right again. See how I'm just trying it again and again. And the other thing you do is just right away, do speed 0. So the whole thing just happens faster. And now I'm gonna turn left. I'm gonna just copy this, but then change it to left. And now I gotta go right again, and then I think left again. So I'm gonna copy and paste that. Oh, no, that last left should have been a right. See how it's not a plus sign anymore? Poop. And now I want to go left. Left. 90 degrees left is a left turn. And then we're going to go forward 50. I'm going to go right 50 and right 50. So I'm copying 2 rights in a row. Okay, and I'm going to go left and go 50. And then I will have a plus sign. Boom. Awesome. Okay, so then back to the assignment. I want you to write your name in there. So we can go back up here. I give you like a font command along with my name and everything. I mean, you'll change it to your name, but if you copy that, that might be a good place to start. Let's just see what happens. We're probably gonna have to change where we write it, right? I want the name to be in the middle, and this is at 0, 0. So let's do a pen up command, and then say go to, and I'm gonna just guess -50. That's to the left, and then down -50, and then I'm gonna say pen down. And let's see where it puts my name. All right, so it went left, probably farther than we wanted, and it probably has to go down double that. Let's try it. Oh, too far. So 75. And then I think I could afford a bigger font. I'm going to say 25. And I think I could go down a tiny bit more. And that's good enough. That looks pretty good to me. Cool. Okay, so then back to the instructions. Obviously, you should be doing your own. You should be doing your own name, please. All right. So then the next part of the instruction was in the same program, go to 0, 200 and draw a plus sign, this time with 2 different colors, one for the lines, one for the fill. And okay, so we can thankfully just copy our entire program. We don't need to do pen size, but we can copy all the way down here, but not the name and not the pen up, pen down part, because that was when we did the writing. So we're going to say pen up, go to 0, 200. I told you to do that. And then I'm going to paste the second plus sign. Okay, I forgot to do a pen down after we went to that spot. Pen down. Cool. The 200 I can see is wrong. So let's go to 0, 150. Well, I've changed the instructions by the time you get this. In fact, I'm going to say 0, 100. I think that'll be, we do -50, 100. Just kind of like them to be lined up. Cool. And then let's say color. It's got to be something non-default. So let's say pink and blue. And we have to say begin fill. I think that's what the command looks like. Let's take a look. Back up to the instructions. Begin fill and end fill. Yeah. So let's go back here. Begin fill. We're going to say end fill, and then we should have pink line and blue inside. Boom. All right, that's part 1 and part 2 done. And sadly, I have to pause this because I'm about to have class. So I'll finish this later. All right, so I've got this thing. Awesome. And then let's look at the instructions. They said go to 0, -200. And I think I'm going to probably change that because that was for go to 0, -200. And I'm going to just throw in a, so I wrote a program that I'm pretty pleased with right here. And we'll see if this works. I think it's going to be off screen though. So, okay, I see a couple of things. It's not a good spot for it. And there's also this line over here. So, and I think also because the line I did a pen size 4, it's not looking the way I wanted it to look. So what I got to do, so after our part 2, I think I said even put part numbers here. Let's say pen up, because that way we won't have this line as we go over here. And then why don't we go over to the left? Let's say negative 150. Let's try 0. I'm going to probably end up experimenting with this. I'm going to say pen width 1. Pretty sure that was the right term. Pen size, sorry, not pen width. Pen size 1. And then let's see what happens. Yeah, this is much better. The idea is I want it to be visible on the screen. And yeah, I don't know. The pen size, it's funny. I'm not seeing any. Oh, I didn't do pen down. That's why. So pen size 1 would be great. See, I did a pen up right here. I moved, and then I just need to pen down. Because I wanted the lines on this drawing. Just I think the lines make it. Yeah, I'm seeing the lines now. And then when I do the fill, it looks kind of cool. So I don't want you to copy exactly what I did, but you can do something else. Change this number from 145 to 120. Show you, see what happens. 120 is a little too, well, I'll take it. It's a little boring. You don't have to go 200 times. But what if you did 105? What's going to happen is we're going to get just some totally weird shape thing that'll slowly come into focus as it does more and more dots. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I think that, look at that. Boom, spirograph. So mine was 135. So you can't do mine, but you can do something else. All right, that's today's assignment. I forget if mine was 135 or something else. But anyway, that'll be fun. Awesome.